Have you ever noticed how the way you start your Monday often determines how you feel by Friday? Think about it when you wake up groggy, hit snooze 3 times, and stumble into the week feeling behind. How does the rest of your week go? Chaotic, right? Now, imagine a different scenario. What if instead of dreading Monday, you saw it as a blank canvas, a chance to design the week you want to have? What if you could turn Monday from the most dreaded day into your most powerful one? The truth is, your week doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. And it all starts with how you choose to begin. Good morning, everyone. Let's talk about Mondays. For so many of us, Monday is a day we endure, not a day we embrace. It's the day we drag ourselves out of bed, already overwhelmed by the week ahead. But what if I told you that Monday is not your enemy? What if I told you that Monday is your greatest opportunity, a chance to set the tone, to take control, and to create the momentum that will carry you through the week? The way you start your week is a reflection of how you approach your life. Are you reactive, waiting for the week to happen to you? Or are you proactive, ready to step into your power and make things happen? The choice is yours. And it starts with one simple truth. Your Monday mindset matters. Think about it when you start your week strong. You send a message to yourself and the world that you're in charge. You're not just going through the motions, you're creating the life you want. And it doesn't take grand gestures. It's the small, intentional actions that add up. It's waking up 15 minutes earlier to set your intentions for the day. It's writing down your top 3 priorities and focusing on them with laser precision. It's saying no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. But here's the thing, starting strong doesn't mean being perfect. It means being purposeful. It's about progress, not perfection. Maybe you don't check off everything on your to-do list, but you take one step forward. Maybe you don't feel 100% motivated, but you show up anyway. That's what strength looks like. And let's not forget to celebrate the small wins. Did you tackle that email you've been avoiding? Celebrate it. Did you make time for a workout even when you didn't feel like it? Celebrate it. These small victories are the building blocks of your confidence and momentum. So as you step into this week, I challenge you to rethink Monday. See it not as a hurdle, but as a launch pad. See it as your chance to set the tone, to take control, and to create the week you deserve. Because when you start strong, you finish stronger. Remember, your week doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. So what kind of week are you going to create? Let's make it a great one. Thank you. Your Monday mindset sets the tone for your entire week. Start with intention, not inertia. This statement is more than just a piece of advice. It's a philosophy for how to approach not only your week, but your life. The way you begin your Monday has a ripple effect that influences every subsequent day. Think about it when you wake up on Monday morning feeling rushed, disorganized, and already behind, that energy carries over into Tuesday, Wednesday, and beyond. But when you start your Monday with clarity, focus, and purpose, you create a foundation of momentum that propels you forward. It's not just about getting through the day, it's about setting yourself up for success in a way that compounds over time. The concept of starting with intention is rooted in the idea that you are the architect of your week. You have the power to design it, to shape it, and to make it work for you. But this requires a shift in mindset. Too often, we approach Monday as a day to simply survive. We groan at the alarm clock, drag ourselves to work, and spend the day playing catch up from the weekend. But what if, instead of seeing Monday as a burden, you saw it as an opportunity? What if you viewed it as a fresh start, a chance to reset and refocus? This shift in perspective can be transformative. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending that Mondays are easy. It's about choosing to meet those challenges with intention and determination. Starting your week with intention means taking the time to plan and prioritize. It means setting clear goals for what you want to accomplish both personally and professionally. It means identifying the tasks that will have the greatest impact and focusing your energy on those. This doesn't require hours of preparation. Even 10 or 15 minutes of intentional planning can make a world of difference. The key is to be proactive rather than reactive. Instead of letting the week happen to you, you take control and make it happen for you. This sense of agency is empowering. It reminds you that you are in charge of your time, your energy, and your outcomes. Another critical aspect of starting with intention is cultivating the right mindset. This means approaching Monday with a sense of optimism and possibility. It means letting go of the negativity and dread that so often accompany the start of the week. Instead of focusing on what you have to do, focus on what you get to do. Reframe your tasks as opportunities rather than obligations. For example, instead of thinking I have to go to work, think I get to contribute to something meaningful today. This subtle shift in language can have a profound impact on your attitude and motivation. It helps you see your week as a series of opportunities rather than a series of chores. Starting with intention also means being mindful of your energy. Mondays can be draining, especially if you're not careful about how you allocate your time and attention. One of the best ways to protect your energy is to eliminate distractions. This might mean turning off notifications on your phone, setting boundaries with colleagues, or creating a workspace that allows you to focus. It also means being intentional about how you spend your time. Instead of jumping straight into emails or meetings, take a few moments to center yourself. This could be through meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few deep breaths. By starting your day with a sense of calm and clarity, you set yourself up to be more productive and focused throughout the day. Another important aspect of starting with intention is setting realistic expectations. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to do too much on Monday, which can lead to burnout and frustration. Instead, focus on a few key priorities and give yourself permission to let the rest go. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. It's better to accomplish a few meaningful tasks than to spread yourself too thin and end up feeling overwhelmed. By setting realistic goals, you set yourself up for success and create a sense of accomplishment that fuels your motivation for the rest of the week. Starting your week with intention also means being kind to yourself. Mondays can be tough, and it's okay to acknowledge that. If you're feeling tired or unmotivated, give yourself grace. Instead of beating yourself up for not being at your best, focus on what you can do to support yourself. This might mean taking breaks throughout the day, practicing self-care, or reaching out to a friend or colleague for support. Remember, starting strong doesn't mean being perfect. It means showing up and doing your best, even when it's hard. Finally, starting with intention means celebrating your wins, no matter how small. Mondays are often focused on what needs to be done, but it's equally important to acknowledge what you've already accomplished. Did you tackle a challenging task? Did you make progress on a project? Did you take care of yourself in a meaningful way? These are all wins worth celebrating. By taking the time to acknowledge your achievements, you reinforce a positive mindset and build momentum for the rest of the week. In essence, starting your week with intention is about taking control of your time, your energy, and your mindset. It's about approaching Monday not as a day to endure, but as an opportunity to create the week you want. It's about being proactive, focused, and kind to yourself. When you start your week with intention, you set the tone for success. You create a foundation of momentum that carries you through the challenges and opportunities of the days ahead. And most importantly, you remind yourself that you are in charge of your week and your life. So as you step into this Monday, ask yourself, what kind of week do I want to create? And then, with intention and determination, go out and make it happen. Small, deliberate actions on Monday create momentum for big wins by Friday. This idea is rooted in the principle that success is not the result of one grand, sweeping effort, but rather the accumulation of small, consistent actions taken over time. When you approach your Monday with this mindset, you set yourself up for a week of progress, productivity, and achievement. It's not about trying to do everything at once. It's about taking intentional steps that build on each other, creating a ripple effect that carries you through the week. Think about the concept of momentum in physics. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, while an object at rest tends to stay at rest. The same principle applies to your week. When you start your Monday with small, deliberate actions, you create a sense of forward motion that makes it easier to keep going. These actions don't have to be monumental. In fact, they're often quite simple. It could be something as small as making your bed, writing down your top 3 priorities for the day, or taking 5 minutes to review your schedule. These seemingly minor tasks have a powerful psychological impact. They give you a sense of accomplishment early in the day, which boosts your confidence and motivation to tackle bigger challenges. The key to creating momentum is consistency. It's about showing up every Monday and taking those small, deliberate actions even when you don't feel like it. This is where discipline comes into play. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even on the days when you'd rather hit the snooze button or procrastinate. By committing to these small actions, you build a habit of consistency that becomes second nature over time. And as these habits compound, they lead to significant results. One of the most effective ways to create momentum on Monday is to focus on your most important tasks first. This is often referred to as eating the frog, a concept popularized by Brian Tracy. The idea is that if you start your day by tackling your most challenging or important task, everything else feels easier by comparison. This approach not only helps you make progress on your biggest priorities, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment that fuels your motivation for the rest of the day. By the time Friday rolls around, you'll be amazed at how much you've accomplished simply by taking consistent, focused action each day. Another important aspect of creating momentum is setting clear, achievable goals. When you have a clear sense of what you want to accomplish, it's easier to take the small, deliberate actions that will get you there. Start your Monday by identifying your top priorities for the week. What are the key tasks or projects that will have the greatest impact? Once you've identified these priorities, break them down into smaller, manageable steps. This makes it easier to take action, even when you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure of where to start. By focusing on one small step at a time, you build momentum that carries you through the week. It's also important to recognize the role of mindset in creating momentum. How you think about your Monday and your week as a whole has a significant impact on your ability to take action. If you approach Monday with a sense of dread or resignation, it's much harder to get started. But if you view Monday as an opportunity to make progress and set the tone for the week, you're more likely to take those small, deliberate actions that create momentum. This shift in mindset can be as simple as reframing your thoughts. Instead of thinking, I have so much to do, try thinking, I have the opportunity to make progress today. This subtle change in perspective can make a big difference in your motivation and energy levels. Creating momentum on Monday also requires being mindful of your energy and focus. It's easy to get distracted by emails, meetings, and other demands on your time. But if you want to build momentum, you need to protect your focus and prioritize your most important tasks. This might mean setting boundaries with colleagues, turning off notifications, or creating a dedicated workspace where you can concentrate. It's also important to take breaks and recharge throughout the day. Momentum isn't about working nonstop, it's about maintaining a steady pace that allows you to stay focused and productive. Another way to create momentum is to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. When you take a small, deliberate action and see the results, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. This could be as simple as checking off a task on your to-do list or giving yourself a mental pat on the back. Celebrating your wins reinforces the positive behavior and motivates you to keep going. It also helps you build a sense of momentum that carries you through the week. Finally, creating momentum on Monday is about being adaptable and resilient. Not every Monday will go according to plan, and that's okay. The key is to keep moving forward even when things don't go as expected. If you encounter a setback or obstacle, don't let it derail your momentum. Instead, take a moment to regroup, adjust your plan if necessary, and keep taking small, deliberate actions. Remember, momentum is not about perfection, it's about progress. In summary, small, deliberate actions on Monday create momentum for big wins by Friday. By starting your week with intention, focus, and consistency, you set yourself up for success. It's not about trying to do everything at once. It's about taking one small step at a time and building on your progress. When you approach your Monday with this mindset, you create a sense of forward motion that carries you through the week. And by the time Friday arrives, you'll be amazed at how much you've accomplished simply by taking consistent, focused action each day. So, as you step into this Monday, remember small actions lead to big results. Start strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Focus on progress, not perfection. Success is built one step at a time. This principle is a cornerstone of achieving meaningful and sustainable success in any area of life. Too often, we fall into the trap of striving for perfection, believing that unless every detail is flawless, our efforts are worthless. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's an unattainable standard that can paralyze us, keeping us from taking action and making progress. Instead of chasing perfection, we should focus on making consistent, incremental progress. This approach not only makes success more achievable, but also more fulfilling as it allows us to celebrate our growth and accomplishments along the way. The idea of focusing on progress rather than perfection is rooted in the understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. It's about moving forward even if the steps are small. Think about it, every great achievement in history, whether in science, art, business, or personal development, was a result of countless small steps taken over time. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in a single, perfect attempt. He made thousands of iterations, each one bringing him closer to his goal. The same principle applies to your week. When you focus on making progress rather than achieving perfection, you free yourself from the pressure of getting everything right the first time. This mindset allows you to take action, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. One of the biggest challenges in focusing on progress is overcoming the fear of failure. Many of us are so afraid of making mistakes that we avoid taking risks or trying new things. But the reality is that failure is an essential part of growth. Every misstep, every setback is an opportunity to learn and improve. When you focus on progress, you embrace failure as a natural part of the process. You understand that each failure brings you one step closer to success. This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating. It allows you to take bold action, knowing that even if you don't get it right the first time, you're still moving forward. Another important aspect of focusing on progress is setting realistic and achievable goals. When we aim for perfection, we often set ourselves up for disappointment. Our goals become so lofty and unattainable that we feel overwhelmed before we even begin. But when we focus on progress, we set goals that are challenging yet achievable. We break down larger objectives into smaller, manageable steps, making it easier to take consistent action. This approach not only makes our goals more attainable, but also gives us a sense of accomplishment as we check off each step along the way. It's a powerful reminder that success is built one step at a time. Focusing on progress also requires a shift in how we measure success. Instead of judging ourselves by an unattainable standard of perfection, we measure success by the progress we've made. This means celebrating small wins and acknowledging the effort we've put in, even if the results aren't perfect. For example, if you're working on a project and you've made significant progress but haven't quite reached the finish line, that's still a win. You've moved closer to your goal, and that's something to be proud of. By focusing on progress, we cultivate a sense of gratitude and appreciation for our efforts, which fuels our motivation to keep going. Another key to focusing on progress is maintaining a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges and obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than as roadblocks. When we have a growth mindset, we understand that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. We see setbacks as temporary and believe that with persistence and hard work, we can overcome any challenge. This mindset is essential for focusing on progress because it keeps us motivated and resilient even when things don't go as planned. It reminds us that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward success. Focusing on progress also means being patient with ourselves. In a world that often values instant gratification, it can be tempting to expect quick results. But true success takes time. It requires consistent effort and dedication over the long term. When we focus on progress, we understand that success is a marathon, not a sprint. We give ourselves permission to take our time to learn and grow at our own pace. This patience allows us to stay committed to our goals even when progress feels slow. It reminds us that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing us closer to our ultimate goal. Finally, focusing on progress means being kind to ourselves. It's easy to be our own harshest critics, especially when we fall short of our own expectations. But when we focus on progress, we practice self-compassion. We recognize that we're doing the best we can and that it's okay to make mistakes. We treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. This self-compassion is essential for maintaining motivation and resilience. It allows us to keep moving forward even when the journey is challenging. In summary, focusing on progress, not perfection, is a powerful approach to achieving success. It's about taking consistent, incremental steps toward your goals, embracing failure as a natural part of the process, and celebrating your progress along the way. By setting realistic goals, maintaining a growth mindset, and practicing self-compassion, you can build momentum and achieve meaningful success. Remember, success is not about getting everything right the first time. It's about making progress one step at a time. So, as you move through your week, focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate your wins, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. Success is built one step at a time, and every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Eliminate distractions and prioritize what truly matters to maximize your energy. This principle is essential for achieving focus, productivity, and ultimately success. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. From endless notifications on our phones to the constant pull of social media, it's easy to get sidetracked and lose sight of what's truly important. But when you take control of your attention and direct it toward what truly matters, you unlock a level of energy and effectiveness that can transform your week. The key is to be intentional about how you spend your time and energy, cutting out the noise and focusing on the tasks and activities that align with your goals and values. The first step in eliminating distractions is to identify them. Distractions come in many forms and they're not always obvious. Some are external, like the ping of a new email or the chatter of coworkers. Others are internal, like the urge to procrastinate or the tendency to overthink. Take a moment to reflect on what typically pulls your attention away from your priorities. Is it your phone, social media, multitasking? Once you've identified your biggest distractions, you can take steps to minimize or eliminate them. For example, you might turn off notifications, set specific times to check your email, or create a dedicated workspace free from interruptions. The goal is to create an environment that supports your focus and productivity rather than undermining it. Another important aspect of eliminating distractions is setting clear boundaries. This means being intentional about how you allocate your time and energy. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to everything, whether it's a last-minute request from a colleague or an invitation to a social event. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're saying no to something that does. Setting boundaries is about protecting your time and energy so you can focus on what truly matters. This might mean saying no to certain requests, delegating tasks, or simply carving out uninterrupted blocks of time for deep work. By setting boundaries, you create the space you need to focus and perform at your best. Prioritizing what truly matters is equally important. In a world full of competing demands, it's easy to get caught up in the urgent but unimportant tasks that fill our days. But true productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. This requires clarity about your goals and priorities. What are the key tasks or projects that will have the greatest impact on your week? What are the activities that align with your long-term goals and values? Once you've identified your priorities, focus your energy on those. This might mean tackling your most important task first thing in the morning when your energy and focus are at their peak. It might mean breaking larger projects into smaller, manageable steps and tackling them one at a time. The key is to stay focused on what truly matters rather than getting bogged down in the trivial. Maximizing your energy also requires being mindful of how you recharge. Focus and productivity are not infinite resources, they need to be replenished. This means taking regular breaks, getting enough sleep, and engaging in activities that restore your energy. It's easy to fall into the trap of working nonstop, especially when you're trying to meet a deadline or achieve a goal. But without regular breaks, your energy and focus will inevitably decline. Taking time to recharge is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Whether it's a short walk, a few minutes of meditation, or simply stepping away from your desk for a cup of tea. These small breaks can make a big difference in your energy levels and overall productivity. Another key to maximizing your energy is to cultivate a positive mindset. How you think about your work and your priorities has a significant impact on your energy and focus. If you approach your task with a sense of dread or resentment, you're likely to feel drained and unmotivated. But if you approach them with a sense of purpose and enthusiasm, you'll find that your energy flows more freely. This doesn't mean you have to love every task on your to-do list, but it does mean finding meaning and value in what you're doing. When you connect your tasks to your larger goals and values, you tap into a deeper source of motivation and energy. Finally, eliminating distractions and prioritizing what truly matters requires ongoing effort and self-discipline. It's not something you do once and forget about, it's a daily practice. There will always be new distractions and competing demands, but by staying committed to your priorities and protecting your focus, you can maintain your energy and productivity over the long term. This might mean regularly reviewing your goals and priorities, adjusting your schedule as needed, and being mindful of how you're spending your time and energy. It's about creating habits and routines that support your focus and productivity rather than undermining them. In summary, eliminating distractions and prioritizing what truly matters is essential for maximizing your energy and achieving your goals. By identifying and minimizing distractions, setting clear boundaries, and focusing on your priorities, you create the conditions for focus and productivity. By taking regular breaks, cultivating a positive mindset, and staying committed to your priorities, you maintain your energy and motivation over the long term. Remember, true productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. So, as you move through your week, take control of your attention, protect your energy, and focus on what truly matters. When you do, you'll find that you're not only more productive, but also more fulfilled and energized.